Chiefs fans, are you ready for Super Bowl 59? From now until the end of the game, it is F Philly. That's the mentality here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Let's go ahead and get the rallying cry started. I need at least 300 F Phillies in the comments section. Whoever spams it the most, you're going to get a shout-out later this week here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Spam F Philly, and we'll get started with today's show. Could this Sunday's game for Trey Smith be his last dance with the Kansas City Chiefs? We will discuss that possibility and more coming up on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. There's a new report from ESPN suggesting that Trey Smith could be on his way out, and there's already one team that appears to be the favorites to sign Trey Smith in NFL free agency, and that is not the Kansas City Chiefs, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. Let's start with this from Matt Bowen of ESPN, who breaks down what Trey Smith is bringing to free agency, saying the following: Smith is a powerful mover in the run game, as his run block win rate of 75.1% ranks 6th among guards. In pass protection, he has the foot speed to mirror interior defenders and the strength of 6'6", 321 pounds to anchor against bull rushes. Given his traits and age, Smith should reset the market at the position. And then the same article from ESPN, Jeremy Fowler, ESPN NFL insider, suggested that the Bears, the Chicago Bears, are the team to watch to sign Trey Smith and take his talents elsewhere in this upcoming offseason, as Ryan Poles, the general manager of the Chicago Bears, is looking to retool that offensive line there in Chicagoland. Fowler said the following: some inside the league are watching Chicago here. General manager Ryan Poles, who needs to dramatically improve his interior offensive line for new coach Ben Johnson, was in Kansas City when the Chiefs drafted Smith. Several teams have him as a top overall free agent. And if you look at the numbers of what exactly it's going to cost to keep Trey Smith, according to the folks at Spotrac, his market value is around 4 years and $78 million. And if you compare that to what the Chiefs have in cap space in 2025, based on simple terms, at least right now anyway, the Chiefs cannot afford him with just $16.3 million in cap space next year. Now, with that said, you're going to have some roster cuts. Money will get freed up, but you still have to pay your draft picks as well and all that. And then there's the Nick Bolton factor of the equation. More on that coming up later. By comparison, the highest paid offensive guard in the NFL right now is Landon Dickerson of the Philadelphia Eagles. And he just got paid about 4 years, $84 million. So let's just say, for all intents and purposes here, if we see Smith reset the market and get more money than Dickerson commanded, then that is going to be extremely more money than what Spotrac is saying what his actual value is. So he's going to cost more money than what Spotrac is saying what he's actually worth with the way the guard market has been trending as of late. The Chiefs are going to do everything they can within their power to keep Trey Smith. They've made it no secret they want to keep him here in Kansas City. But $22 million a year, or maybe even more than that, just might be too much money that the Chiefs simply can't afford to keep Trey Smith around, and a team like the Chicago Bears just might be willing to pay more money than what the Chiefs have right now. Simply put, the dollars at this point in time, at least, do not add up for Kansas City to be able to keep Trey Smith at this point in time. Will the Chiefs find a way to get it done and keep Trey Smith? What do you guys think? Type S for sign, P for pass. Weigh in on our pinned comment today and let us know. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time offers you the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. I've had a lot of fun over the years taking my father to the NFL playoffs and making a lifetime's worth of memories. And you can make a lifetime's worth of memories by getting tickets to the big game as well. Here's all you got to do, folks. Whether it's tickets to the big game or if you want to see something in Kansas City, Game Time's got it all. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. You choose your seat, see if you like that seat or not. And then just like that, you're checking out on Game Time with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. They have their super deals. If you see a super deal, that is a deal you don't want to pass up on. They also have their customize your spot feature in their seat views, and it's real simple. You just choose that event and choose your seat, and then you're checking out. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Your tickets are guaranteed to be delivered on time. It's the Game Time ticket coverage guarantee. And your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPRTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Game Time, proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Now, when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs heading into this offseason, after hopefully they win another Super Bowl title here, their highest priority this offseason, object number one, will be trying to keep Trey Smith. But that is obviously easier said than done at this point in time. Because Trey Smith, the way that he has emerged, he's been good since he joined the Kansas City Chiefs from day one. But this season was the best season he's had in his entire career at this point. Getting his first Pro Bowl appearance, he's been a part of 2 straight Super Bowl championships and potentially a third, depending on how things play out against Philadelphia here in a week or so. Trey Smith is really emerging. And the thing that I love about Trey Smith more than anything else is that he has been a reliable force for this Kansas City Chiefs team over the years. He's only missed 1 total game in his first 4 seasons in the National Football League. Just 1 game. He has done a really good job of staying healthy. And when you think about this Chiefs offensive line, there's been so many question marks at the left tackle position. But then you look at that interior with Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, and Joe Toney. They have been phenomenal of keeping Patrick Mahomes protected and doing what they need to do. And Trey Smith has been a big reason why. And you look at his numbers this year across the board, solid in every category in his grades according to Pro Football Focus. Over 1,100 snaps, an overall grade close to 79, a pass blocking grade close to 71, a run blocking grade close to 81. He's been very good. And you look at General Manager Brett Veach, it's not a lack of trying. He has been hoping to get a deal done for several months. Remember before the season when they got Creed Humphrey paid, they got Harrison Butker paid. Brett Veach was talking all the way back then in training camp and in the preseason that they were trying to get an extension done for Nick Bolton and Trey Smith those prior months. But obviously something has not gotten done yet with those two. And the Chiefs find themselves in this situation where they just don't have a whole lot of cash. Brett Veach said this about trying to get a deal done with Trey Smith many months ago. We've been in conversations with Trey, and we still have some time here. We'll get a chance to talk to both Trey's people and Nick's people. It's a little tricky when you get in the offseason. It's hard to work on 4 deals all at the same time, not knowing where they're going to end up and not knowing where the money is going to be allocated. You do, unfortunately, have to do it systematically. It does take time, and it does drag out. It's not a lack of trying on the part of Brett Veach here, all right? He wants to keep Trey Smith, but there is just a limit on cash, and where the Chiefs are at when it comes to the cap space. And the cap will go up, but that's only going to help you out so much. And you already have some big contracts that you're paying when you talk, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, among others here. With as much talent, and credit where credit's due to Brett Veach for the way they've built this thing through the draft over the last several years, you just can't keep everybody. And as a result, Trey Smith might be a casualty of that. What team will Trey Smith play for next season? Will he find a way back to Kansas City? Will it be like Chicago, as suggested by Jeremy Fowler, or somewhere else? Weigh in the comment section and let us know where you think Trey Smith is ultimately going to end up. We are going to bring you live coverage all next week from Radio Row in New Orleans for Super Bowl week here on the channel. We are so excited. We're going to head out there Sunday, and we are going to be bringing you exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. Our daily news and rumors. We're going to do some live shows, any breaking news that happens. We're going to be on top of that. We, of course, have our Q&A mailbags. This is your one-stop shop. Your Super Bowl headquarters is right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Now, the big question for the Chiefs, let's just say for all intents and purposes, if they have to choose between Trey Smith and Nick Bolton, what do you do? Well, I am of the belief I'd rather keep Trey Smith, but Bolton is going to be much cheaper than Trey Smith is. And so with that in mind, if you have to choose between one of the two, you would rather have Trey Smith, but it's going to be easier to keep Nick Bolton than it will be to keep Trey Smith. Nick Bolton's been very good in his own right. The 2 Super Bowls, of course. He was an all-rookie team selection in 2021. He had what I think was the best season of his career so far this year. Both of these guys are just now entering their prime years of their careers. And you look at what Nick Bolton did this year. He made an emphasis that he wanted to force more turnovers. That was his big goal heading into 2024, and he did just that. He had a forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, an interception, 6 pass breakups. Also was able to get after the quarterback as well with 3 sacks, 11 TFLs, and over 100 tackles. Nick Bolton has turned into a fantastic player. And when you compare the numbers, Nick Bolton, I would think, is going to be in the Patrick Queen type range, somewhere between 3 years, $41 million. That's what Queen got from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's going to be kind of the baseline of what Nick Bolton is looking for. Expect that $18 to $20 million range for Nick Bolton compared to Trey Smith, who's looking at the $22 million plus range on that front. You probably can't keep both. That's just the reality of it. I think that if you were to keep both, you would have already had deals done by now to keep both players when they were working on this in the offseason, when Veach was trying to get those extensions done. And the price tag for both of these players have gone up this season from what they were back in training camp with how well each of them have played in this 2024 campaign. But you can never say never, because the Chiefs have the best GM in all of football in Brett Veach. This man is a magician. He was ahead of his time with that Mahomes contract, giving him that 10-year deal that looks like such a bargain now compared to what other quarterbacks are getting. So it's not impossible, but it's not likely that both of them are going to stay. If I were to guess, I think Nick Bolton probably stays and Trey Smith is the odd man out. But if I were given the choice, I would rather keep Trey Smith. And in a perfect world, you'd find a way to keep both of them, but that doesn't seem realistic at this point. If you had to pick one to keep, all things considered, would you rather keep Nick Bolton or would you rather keep Trey Smith? Type NB for Nick Bolton. Type TS for Trey Smith. Let us know in the comment section which one you'd rather have in Kansas City long term. Appreciate you joining us here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs coverage, follow me on X at Tyler Jones Live. Cannot wait to get down to New Orleans and bring you guys some awesome content all next week. We'll be all over it. Appreciate you joining us. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.